Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Premier League Team of the Season is here. The pinnacle of all Team of the Season drops tonight on Friday night in FC 26. We have got to discuss everything that is happening today on this game. We've got the full leaked set of TOTS cards coming out today, including 50 cards in total of Premier League, Women's Super League, and the EFL combined TOTS, but that's just the beginning. We have got the biggest Team of the Season Evo of the year. Finally, a 3 Playstyle Plus TOTS Evo is expected to drop tonight, and we have a little bit more detail about how this Max 90 Left Wing and Striker Evo might be upgrading our cards, and there's a bit of a mystery with SBCs. We have two that maybe are dropping today, but there's so many that have been leaked. We have got to talk about them, guys, especially with an icon that was just released 2 weeks ago in Trophy Titans, now being an SBC that's coming soon. We're going to talk about that, and of course, how this is going to impact the market, because guys, player prices are going all over the place right now. I think some are going to go up tonight. I think others are going to go down. I've made some investments, and I think you guys can too, in multiple different ways, no matter how many coins you have. Let's have a great Friday night, pack some Team of the Seasons, make some coins, and maybe get some good Weekend League rewards this weekend too, with TOTS cards being Premier League red picks this week. Let's discuss it all, guys. If you're excited for Prem TOTS, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, really quickly before we talk about today, we're going to go back and look at yesterday's content on Thursday real fast. Of course, the biggest part of yesterday's content was the new season pass, but we did have a free Evo back on track, repeatable 3 times. It's kind of a simple boost for all around card stats. I mean, attack, positioning, curve, composure, stamina. You get pinged pass, tiki taka, and quick step based playstyles. All of the individual stats that are boosted are up to 90, and it does not upgrade the overall of the card. So that's not a crazy Evo by any means there, but it is there for the chains. Now, yesterday in SBCs, we once again saw EA Sports kind of drop a disaster class on the SBC pricing. Thomas Muller with a MLS Team of the Season honorable mentions card that looks decent, right? Maybe you don't love the Press Proven Plus. You probably don't love the 4-4, right? This card doesn't look like it should be 300K. Let's be honest. If this card was on the market, would he be that expensive? I don't think he would, but that is the price that this Thomas Muller is coming in at. Now, one thing with this SBC that people noticed right away, myself included, was the shock of a 92 rated squad. We've been talking about this for weeks now, how fodder is so cheap that it's becoming a problem. EA is having an issue pricing out SBCs. Do they do a lot of squads for lower rated squads? Like 11 for Hyunmin Son to get him to 500 to 600,000 coins, or do they go for higher rateds and make it less squads for less fodder for us to turn in? That's kind of what EA did yesterday, so at least I see what they're trying to do here. Instead of releasing 6 or 7 squads of 88, 89, and 90 ratings, they're doing 189, 190, 191, and 192 to get this to 300,000 coins. The reason that I talk about this is I'm very curious to see where EA go with this in the next few days of Premier League Team of the Season. With all of the SBCs that are leaked, are they going to go this route of turning in less players but go for higher ratings to keep the number of players that we turn into this down while still keeping the cost the same? Or are they going to go for more squads of lower rating where you have to turn in a bunch of 88s, 89s? Personally, I think I do like it this way. It's just difficult to get a whole lot of 90, 91, 92s. Like, you're needing to pack multiple Team of the Seasons. Like, half of a squad of a 92 rated squad has to be 92 and 93 rated TOTS cards to get that SBC done, which isn't that expensive. It's like 120,000 coins to get this squad done. But for those of us that don't want to spend or don't have a lot of coins to spend on SBCs like this, it doesn't feel like it's craftable. You have to do a whole bunch of upgrade packs and get lucky from your packs to pack that many Team of the Seasons to get an SBC like that done. So maybe down below in the comments, let me know. Do you rather more SBCs but lower ratings, or less SBC squads to complete and higher ratings? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Of course, yesterday we had marquee matchups in the TOTS Challenge 3 as well. But the biggest part of yesterday's content was the new season. I haven't even hit level 1 yet, but I'm looking forward to hitting level 1 because, guys, This season pass starts off with incredible evolutions. In the free pass, there is a evo right here called the Defender Roundout, 10 times repeatable, giving really nice stat boost to pace, defense, and physical. It's for a max 89 rated cards, and again, it is repeatable 10 times. Like, look at the Sergio Busquets going up to 92 defending, 91 physical. It only takes his overall up to 90 as well. This is a really good evo, and the one that's even better is the one in the premium pass at level 1 called the Attacker Roundout evo. This is 20 times repeatable, and guys, look at the state of some of these cards. Look at this Dempsey. Dempsey goes up to 94 dribbling and 93 passing with 93 shooting and 94 pace that he already had. Really, really high stat caps in this evolution here. This Eden Hazard I was saving for today's Evo. By the way, if you want to get this Eden Hazard SBC, his card expires today. Get it done. He allegedly fits the new 3 play style plus Evo that's coming out today. But look at that. I mean, I know he doesn't have 3 play style pluses, but those are some crazy stats for the Eden Hazard there. We could look at so many cards that look unbelievable coming out of this evolution. However, I'm going to give you guys a quick pro tip, and I'm tweeting this out here in just a couple minutes as well. Make sure you save some of these evos, because as you see, this takes your card up to 91 rated, but if you look at the requirements, it does not say anything about a number of playstyle pluses. Right now, only 2 playstyle plus players are being created through evos. Maybe today we'll get a third, right? But we don't have the ability to get too many cards through evos to 3 playstyle pluses. Over the course of the season pass, that is going to change. And with the stats that this Evo gives, like imagine you can put a 3rd playstyle plus on this Eden Hazard through a regular evolution before putting him into this Attacker Roundout, then getting the stat boost that you can see on his card right here. I think this Evo, with the 20 attempts that you have, would be at least a good one to save maybe like 5 to 10 for later on during this season. Since it is a fairly decently long season, it's going to be out for, what does it say, like another like 30 or 40 days, something like that. I mean, it just started, so it's at least out for a number of weeks down the line. Once we get more 3 playstyle plus evos, I would highly recommend putting some of those into those first 2 evos at level 1. So that's just my hot take from the season pass there. And the second best part, or maybe this is the best part of this season pass, is the World Tour Silver Superstar Icon Evolutions. We just did a little Instagram, TikTok, YouTube short video that explained how you get this done, so I'll refer you to that. Just posted on the channel a couple of hours ago if you want to specifically get into the details of that. The only bad part about this is you can only do one. Only one silver icon can go up to 3 playstyle pluses with crazy stats. There's another Evo in objectives where you can take a card up to 3 playstyle pluses, but they stay a silver. And through the rest of this season pass, the number one complaint that I would have, and a lot of you guys said this as well, is that there's not as many Evos inside of here. Like, it kind of looks like they dropped the best Evos right at the beginning. They dropped the World Tour Silver Superstar Icon Evos as a part of this. There's a couple of good Evos at the end, like you can take a card up to 3 playstyle pluses with Incisive Pass Plus. The Iniesta that is at the end of this as well does look like that. Even the Casillas, like that's a pretty crazy goalkeeper card, but just keep in mind, it's going to take us a couple weeks to get to that card, and even by the time we get to the end of the season pass, that card looks great and it's Iniesta, but is it going to be good enough? It probably will be for like a gauntlet side. But all in all, when you take a look at the value of this pass, would it be worth 500K? I mean, I think it is. There's also coins that you get out of this as well, and a whole bunch of packs. I honestly don't mind there being a few less Evos in the season pass personally, because this is team of the season. I want every chance that I can get to pack team of the season cards. The one thing I did want to try to show here, if I can find it, is the coins though. There's like some bundled rewards in multiple sections of the season pass here where you actually get just straight up coins. I think it's not right there. I forget what level it's at, but you literally just get straight up coins. That is phenomenal. GG's EA for giving out coins like that. I think it might be in the premium pass where you get that, but it's 90,000 coins. It's not like a coin boost where you have to go play games for it. It's just coins that are legit given straight to you and added to your coin balance. That makes the season pass a little bit cheaper. And of course, the tradable packs in the premium pass can help that price be kind of chipped away at as well. Now, just wanted to mention and show these Evos here on Futbin. If you're trying to plan out your Silver Superstar Icon Evo, you can absolutely do that with the Evo Builder. Like, if a card has center attacking mid and striker, like Pele does, you don't necessarily have to put him into the attacker. You could put him into the midfielder Evo or put him into the attacker 1, then the midfielder 2, then the attacker 3 to kind of change up your stats a little bit. So the only thing with these silver superstar icon Evos is, and I said I already talked about this on the YouTube short, but I'm talking about it a lot now. If you had a player that you boosted up earlier this year when the silver Evos were going crazy, if you boosted them at 2 playstyle pluses, like I did with my Hullet, those cards are kind of cooked. You can only put 1 playstyle plus silver icons into the Season Pass Evo chains. Really quickly, I want to mention the Spirit of Africa tournament and the League, because there are more Evos in here for the silver icons, but as you can see, it takes your card to 3 playstyle pluses and it keeps them as a 74 rated. You cannot do this attacker boost or defender boost Evo and then put them into the season pass because they'll have 3 playstyle pluses, which would then render them not able to be upgraded through the specific requirements of the season pass silver superstars boost. So that's one thing to mention. But if you're in the game for a few packs for Prem Tots, play this Spirit of Africa tournament, because if you can win the tournament first time through, you've got some really, really good packs. This one's not that hard to complete. I've heard that it is pretty competitive, but I mean, an 86-2, 86-3, and an 87/5, that is pretty solid for a tournament. The League takes some more games. I mean, you got to score in 30 for this, play 20, and score in 25. So that's going to take a bit of work. And of course, those live events and tournaments are in the play section of the game. There are some specific requirements where you have to play with players from Africa. So nice little touch there with the season pass and some fun stuff. Now, that's all of yesterday's content. Let's look at today. Premier League Team of the Season drops today in FC 26. It's the biggest week of TOTS, right? You would say this one of Premier League and La Liga, which is going to be at the very end of Team of the Season, are probably the 2 biggest weeks for the players that we're looking and the content that we're looking to get with these 2 big leagues. Now, of course, we've had a lot of the leagues. I want to go over them quickly with you guys just to refresh our minds. This is the pool of 50 Team of the Seasons that we are getting in packs today. And I would zoom in on this graphic, but it's so hard to see. This one looks better. Official stats on all these cards, by the way. There are 2 4 playstyle plus cards that are going to be in packs today. Bruno Fernandes and Bunny Shaw. Gabriel looks insane. There's the Holland, Declan Rice, and Hackney are kind of behind the camera there. Mariona, Kasparaj, Donnarumma, Thompson, Saliba, VVD. I mean, we've looked at a lot of these cards. The thing that I see with a lot of these is really decent stats. I feel like this Prem team, in some ways, not all of them, but in some ways, got a better boost than Serie A. Like that Semenyo card. That Semenyo card looks crazy. The Soboslai looks crazy in my opinion. Then there's some other ones that don't look that good, but more so when you get down here towards the bottom of the list for the lower rated cards. Cherokee looks incredible, and Cherokee should be hopefully a bit more affordable. Remember, this is Premier League. The cards are going to be a little bit more expensive than the Serie A probably was, just because it is the Prem and because people are going to want to use these cards. There's a thing called Prem tax in this game, and it is so real. So a Cherokee like that, if he was maybe Ligue 1 or Serie A, might be like 250,000 coins. But since he's Manchester City and Prem, he might be like 400,000 coins. Now, speaking of these cards with prices, one of the things that we're watching out for really close to this weekend is store pack supply. Because what we've seen on Fridays is EA is not releasing a lot of tradable lightning rounds or tradable promo packs in general. Of course, right now we have this capital gains guarantee pack that dropped last week on Saturday. That's been the trend. Fridays bring lightning rounds, but mostly untradeable. Saturdays bring the big tradable pack in the store, making all the TOTS cards crash. If there are not any tradable lightning rounds or packs in the store today, or not very many of them around the content drop time, these cards are going to be extra expensive, and then they're really going to drop off on Saturday. But we can absolutely trade with these cards. One of the things I would recommend doing if you want to try a Prem Team of the Season, a cheaper one, a more expensive one, one of the things I would recommend doing is watching the cards within the first 2 hours. It's not going to be the same for every single player, but we will be watching this on stream, hoping to buy a few of these and then maybe use them in Weekend League, because most of the time what you see is people log on right after the cards drop in packs. They open all their packs, they get coins, they maybe have a chance at packing one Premier League TOTS, they want to go buy another, and then the pack spree kind of stops, and you have people go and play Weekend League, and that's your demand, right? So you have supply from packs being open, and then demand for the weekend league starting, and that's where you normally see these player prices rise. So 1, 2, 3 hours after content, we'll hopefully be seeing some of those cards rise up in value, but then you will want to sell them not too long after that, because they will drop into late Friday night, and then they'll go up a little more Saturday morning before really dropping on Saturday if the trends kind of hold true. I was just looking through some of the pack code that was added, and it really didn't look like any of these packs were going to be tradable, but we still have the packs from Team 1, from Serie A Team of the Season, that could be released for Premier League Team of the Season as well. So that's just something we're going to be watching very close with the market today with these Prem TOTS cards. My advice would be buy a card, try it, have fun, enjoy this game as much as you can. Enjoy using the players that you want to use. Just don't hold on to them, especially into Saturday too late towards the content time. Now, let's talk about SBC content, because last week of Serie A Team of the Season, Marco Reus, Hyun-Min Son kind of led the charge in terms of the SBCs. Those were very good ones. Now, we have a ton of leaks. This is like half the list of leaked players that are coming in this Premier League Team of the Season week as SBCs. Schweinsteiger was just leaked yesterday. This card was in packs 2 weeks ago. It's crazy that they're already dropping an SBC for him, but I don't mind it. That's a really crazy card. Of course, Mbumo is one that a lot of people are looking forward to. Hopefully he has 5-star skills and a boosted weak foot. Casemiro hopefully is good too. He's got great playstyles and solid stats. Caicedo, great playstyles, not as great stats. O'Reilly looks really good. Wilson looks really good. You've got a Welbeck and a Carolyn Nicoli that are all leaked as well. But the question is, who is today? And right now we don't know that for sure. But yesterday, Foot Sheriff did tweet this, making me think, if I had to guess, Schweinsteiger and Nico O'Reilly could be today. And these are official stats once again. That's the Nico O'Reilly card. And with stats like that, again, great play styles. Hopefully as center mid and maybe CDM position, because his other cards have that in game as well. Hopefully this isn't too expensive. Like, I'm saying maybe 200K for this card. 250. I mean, maybe that's a little bit too cheap and I'm too low of a price, but that's a card I think a lot of people would be interested in for a smaller price. Now, the Schweinsteiger is a bit different. He on the market is about 1.8 million coins. He was just 2 million coins, a couple weeks ago when he was in packs, right? He's only been in packs for a couple weeks. That's about it since that Trophy Titans promo. But his SBC hopefully isn't that much. That's where I'm really curious to see how many squads does EA require for this Schweinsteiger card today? And is there a way where this SBC is appealing to people? Of course, 96 passing, 3 playstyle pluses. He is a crazy card, right? I have not tried his card out, but he looks absolutely insane. But is it going to be too expensive for a lot of people right now that see how cheap Team of the Season cards are, and maybe even how cheap some of the Evos are that you can make, but maybe don't look that good, but they look close enough that they make you want to rather do that instead of go do a 1 million coin plus SBC? That's what I'm really curious to see, how this is priced and how it is received by us as the community based on how EA price it out. So that's a big question mark for me. Would I invest in fodder for this? Well, the only thing I could see moving for fodder on a Schweinsteiger, or let's say we get Mbumo today and it's not Mbumo, or let's say it's not Nico O'Reilly and it's Mbumo instead. Like, if there's going to be a lot of 90 and 91 rated squads in action today, maybe you do see some of these cards go up a little bit after content. And potentially you see 93 rated Team of the Seasons go up as well. They've actually already started to go up. Take a look at 93 Fair right here. If you look at this card yesterday during Rivals Rewards, he was 14,000 coins. With the leak of Schweinsteiger and with the Thomas Muller, and I guess just people seeing that 91 and 92 rated squad that are a part of the SBC requirements yesterday, it's got people investing. All these 93 rated Team of the Seasons are up. They're like 18 and 19K. So if there are TOTS cards today after content that you can get for like 15,000 coins, especially if they're 93 rated, I would not hesitate to do so. Just like we invest in Team of the Weeks long term, investing in Team of the Seasons long term is going to be good as well. Just stocking them in the club. Like, if you're on, let's say, over 1 million coins, one very smart thing you can do is when the Team of the Season's on the weekend, and some of them are right now, get down to like 11, 12,000 coins, just get them on bid as close to like minimum price that you can, and stock them in your club. Buy one of each, kind of like we do with Team of the Weeks, because that's going to be a good long-term investment that you will be able to make profit on. And of course, it's a Friday night. There's going to be a lot of packs opened, especially with weekend league rewards once those start getting opened. So bidding on fodder is going to be lights out coins. Guys, last week, 1-2 hours after content, people were winning 89 rated golds on bid for 900 coins. This is how much they dropped off last week, right? Harry Kane was 4,200, went down to 2,800, and people were winning him for 900 coins or 1,000 coins in this stage. And then, of course, he's gone to 4.3K during this week. I think the same thing could happen again this weekend. So bid on 89s, 90s, and maybe even 91 gold cards, and of course, all the team of the seasons that will be in packs this weekend as well. Now, those are the player SBCs, right? And a conversation around that. But one of the things that we really enjoyed last week of team of the season was the max 94 guaranteed team of the season pack that we got on Friday for week 1 TOTS. Now that SBC expires today. I hope we get another one. There is a pack that's in the code. There's a max 94 Premier League Women's Super League TOTS player pack. The interesting thing about that is it doesn't include the EFL combined. So I'm fine with that. Less players in the pack potentially means more better chances. That's great English right there. More better chances of getting a good Premier League team of the season player from this. Would that make the SBC more expensive though? I'm not sure. This was an 86 rated with the team of the season or a team of the week before that, but that's an SBC that we'll be watching for very closely today too. Now, let's talk about the big Evo that is expected today. Last week, EA disappointed with the 100,000 coin Timeless Maestro Evo. It was 100,000 coins and max 90 rated with a big stat boost, but it kept you at 2 play style pluses. And that's the change this week that we're excited for. An Evo that feels worthy of team of the season. 3 play style plus max 90 striker left wing Evo. Again, it must not be a center back or a center attacking mid. And max 91 strength is a requirement for this Evo as well. It gives rapid, finesse, and first touch as the playstyle pluses, incisive, low-driven, game-changer, and technical. Now, we don't know the order, I believe, of the playstyles yet. But if Rapid is first, that means it's going to be a lot of really, really good cards getting the Rapid plus playstyle plus from this, which is going to make them really fast. I love Rapid. Quick Step is good too, but I really, really love Rapid. So make sure you're checking your club to see what sort of 90 rated left wings and strikers could be fitting in this for you. I keep checking my club as well to look at these cards. Of course, there's some of them that have the cam position, like this Messi, like my Pulisic, that won't fit, unfortunately. But there's plenty of other cards that will fit. Actually, for this Evo, I'm looking very interestingly at this Wilson Odobert. I'm looking very interestingly at the Eden Hazard as well that I was showing you guys before, because those are 2 of the top options, at least for me, that could fit into this. Now, I will say, there's a lot of cards that are going to fit into this. Previously Evo'd cards that you might have in your club for your past and present or the team that you're building, and a lot of cards in the market as well. And for that, I would highly recommend selling in the hype. This Pfeiffer Foot birthday card has gone from 100,000 coins to extinct 190,000 coins right now. I would sell in the hype because, guys, I've heard some rumors about this Evo that it doesn't boost the dribbling as high as you'd like it to go. That's one of the rumors that I've heard. Passing and dribbling aren't getting boosted that high. So if you already have a card like this Hazard who has 92 base dribbling, that's a good spot to be a choice for this Evo because he already has good dribbling. He doesn't have great passing, but if you're playing left mid, left wing, is that super important? Maybe not. Just depends on where you're going to play the card. But that's just kind of something that I would watch out for, and a reason to sell in the hype on a card like this Pfeiffer, or if you do want to get this Hazard SBC done, get it done before content, but maybe don't expect that passing to get boosted up straight away. That's a rumor. It's not been confirmed yet, but just keep a close eye out for that. I do believe this Evo gives 5-star skills, but I don't believe it takes you up to a 5-star weak footing. It's 5-star, 4-star. So we'll get more details about this Evo, I'm sure, today. And I'd be so curious about the price. Like 150K, 200,000 coins, 3 playstyle plus Evos. We haven't had any of those yet, really. So if a 2 playstyle plus Evo is 100K for team of the season last week, what's a 3 playstyle plus Evo going to be this week? I don't want to figure out in terms of where it's going to make the market go for cards like this Pfeiffer, so I would sell in the hype. Or if you have like Iñaki Williams or any of these, I would sell them in the hype as well. Sure, they might come down after content and then go back up. That's a trading opportunity that you have, right? As people sell after the Evo comes out because they invested and they're waiting for the price to go up, well, the card's extinct. Take the money. You can't rely on EA for price range updates. Sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. This Iñaki Williams could easily be back to 280,000 coins after content, and then maybe he'd go like up to 400K again during the next week as people buy him and put him into the Evo. But at least for today, sell in the hype and then look to rebuy a couple hours after content if that is something you want to do on the market. Now, also for today's content, last thing that I want to talk about related to the new content today is in objectives. Every week, we are getting an exhibition mode. Today, we're going to get the Premier League TOTS exhibition. And if it's anything like Serie A, it might make a few cheap Premier League cards move on the market because the rewards for this were pretty good. Last week, we had Pavlovic and we had Salamakers with the Serie A TOTS, MLS TOTS guaranteed pack, but it was the packs inside of here and the Evos that were really solid. An 84-15, I'm saving that for today. 85/5, I'm saving that for today as well. But remember, this made Serie A cards go up a good bit. Now, maybe that was because how many of us have a full team of Serie A players in our club that are at least usable in this stage of the game? Maybe not that many. But build a Premier League team today and look at your club first of all to see where you maybe would like to go buy a player off the market. And if you're going to go buy a player off the market to build your full Prem team, I would look at doing that before content today. And that's maybe an idea of how you might realize how the market could move today. Like there's a Javi Simons card here that I was kind of looking at. As a not super expensive, but also pretty popular card that, if you got 150, 180,000 coins that you're going to go spend on this Premier League team that you're going to build for that exhibition mode, maybe this is the type of card that you would go and buy, right? I'm not saying he's going to go up in price today. I'm just saying that's the type of card to at least watch for a little bit of a market movement today. There was cards last week like Nuno Tavares that went from 100,000 coins up to 180K. And also, this goes for Serie A. If you have any Serie A players, in your club still, I would highly recommend selling those because they are going to go down as they are not needed anymore. Here's the Nuno Tavares that I was speaking of. He is 190,000 coins, and he was 90K last week. So expect a card like that to drop off. Now, that's just one part of objectives, but there's going to be more released in that part of content today to be watching out for. Let's talk about the market. First things first, I said I made an investment. We're trading, right? We're trading out here in these parts. Just bought a Makelele for 1.4 mil, selling him for 1.56, right? That's a quick flip trade. That's the type of trade you're going to be able to make tonight on this game. Rare out of packs cards last week on Friday night did amazing. Specifically, these icons and heroes from the Trophy Titans promo because they all have 3 playstyle pluses. I would look at those cards again tonight as great trading opportunities to make coins with in terms of a Friday night bubble. That's what I mean. When Weekend League starts, you have a bit of a Friday night bubble. Players are going and buying cards for their teams. And really, I think it'd be pretty safe to trade with just about everything tonight because there's going to be a lot of coins hitting the market. There has been a lot of coins hitting the market from the new coin injection of Champs rewards and Rivals rewards that EA are giving us now, which is cool. But you're going to have a lot of packs open tonight as well, which, of course, combined with Premier League rewards being in FUT Champs, you're going to have people buying a lot of cards for teams. So buying somewhere either before content, which is a little more risky, or after content on some of these out-of-pack special cards, maybe you're careful to not buy too many strikers and left wings if the Evo today is good, or maybe if that Nico O'Reilly SBC is really good. Maybe you don't want to buy a midfielder if he is very popular for the midfield, if he's got good passing play styles, or maybe you don't want to buy a left back as people may be playing him at left back as well. But like looking at some of these players, there were some incredible price movements even last Friday night. I remember this Cafu was 900K last Friday. Take a look at this graph right here, right? Last Friday before content, 900K. Content happens, people get coins, people are buying teams because it's TOTS Weekend League, boom, up to 1 million coins. That's the sort of rise that you can expect tonight as well on the market. I would expect there to be a bit of panic selling before the content drop today, and that just means like people are going to be selling cards from their teams to get coins before the big day of Premier League Team of the Season. And, we're going to have to kind of watch this market in real time after content today to really decide how things are going to go. If the Evo is crazy good and it's expensive, like if it's a 300,000 coin Evo, but the stat boost is insane, that's going to hurt the market and probably cause a bit more price drops than you would want to see. But that could also make for some good investments still on those price drops. That's going to be something that kind of moves in the real time. One thing I do want to say though is I've made some investments in this Serie A team this season because I think this Premier League team this season, as we talked about, is going to be kind of expensive. I'm picking up this Jacobo Ramon as he's already up in price. Wow, 135K. Look at his rise. But this dude has been one of the most popular center backs this week. And after Rivals rewards yesterday, he has gone from 112,000 coins. He just peaked at 140. So I picked up a couple of him at 120. I think out of all the Premier League Team of the Season cards that are getting dropped today, especially the center backs, they all look expensive. Gabriel, Saliba, VVD, Timber. They look insane, but they also look pretty expensive. There might be like one or two cheap center backs in the other leagues that people would want to use. But for a TOTS center back, some of these cards from this team of the Serie A, like Jacobo Ramon, like Indica at 50,000 coins, and Akanji, I think those could be investments that you buy now and hold them even into next week and 2 weeks from now, because they could be rising up. But specifically for a rise tonight, I think you can look at those cards and other cards from the Serie A team, since they are really affordable, I think might still look interesting to people after the content drop tonight. Like maybe even the Zielinski, 77,000 coins. At his lowest this week, he was at 72K. He went up to 79, 80,000 coins early this morning on Friday. You know, maybe you can get him on bid for 70K. What's not to say as well that some of these TOTS cards could drop a little after content, like this Modric, one of the only 4 Playstyle Plus cards in the game. He could do well in price tonight. I think Bruno's going to be more expensive than him. I think he's going to be the cheapest 4 Playstyle Plus card in this game. People still might want to use him. After content, we're going to see some shaking up of the market. There's going to be some prices that move around. But for some of these cheaper cards like I was talking about, it's more of a long game play. We're talking a week in an investment here, and not just like for the next couple of hours after content tonight. So I would just keep an eye on some of these cards. Even look at like Eredivisie and MLS Team of the Season. There could be a few players from here that move up a little bit in price as people are excited to use them. And these are cheaper looking Team of the Seasons. I think the EFL TOTS cards will be pretty cheap tonight. I just don't see a whole lot of cards from the Prem being that affordable. Maybe a Joao Pedro is like 100,000 coins. Xhaka is maybe going to end up being like 75,000 coins. Reece James might be 100K, but I just don't know how many cards you're going to have that are super cheap, like 50K for Indica and 28K for Akanji. So we'll see what all this Premier League TOTS Friday is going to bring. But best of luck on your packs, guys. Best of luck getting some big boy pulls today, and I will see you guys in the stream. It's one of the most exciting Fridays of the year. I cannot wait. It's going to be a party day, man. So the stream will be here on YouTube and, of course, on Twitch and TikTok as well. The links are down below in the description if you want to get involved with us in other channels. And I will see you guys in the stream today, man. Happy Prem TOTS Friday. It's been Nate TheFutAccountant. I'll see you in the stream today. Peace out.